Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Today, early on Sunday, the market is rather quiet, is consolidating now, maybe waiting for the end of the weekly candle. I think it could get interesting towards the end of the day. We normally see a little bit of volatility towards the end of the trading week on Sunday, late on Sunday around the weekly candle close. It's going to be extremely interesting. Because we are now hovering obviously just below key resistance. Obviously, we still have the scenario that this could just be a head and shoulders pattern, okay? The head and shoulders is really only going to be confirmed if it really breaks below the neckline. So we won't really know until it breaks below around about $25,300. And then it is realistic to still come down, obviously, but we will be able to tell before, because as I told you yesterday, $27,600, that's the support I use for this particular pattern that we are currently seeing. And for this fourth wave, a fourth wave that goes below the 61.8 retracement, which basically is the $27,600 level. You can see that here. 1 second, just need to draw that from the right support. So, and here you see the $27,600 level on the chart, the golden ratio, 61.8 retracement level. I might actually leave it on the chart now because it is a relevant support level. And if we see an impulsive move out of this support, it might be a long trade entry point, okay? So at least a reasonable trade setup. So we've got obviously this scenario in which we only have 3 waves up so far. We have a corrective move up in wave 1, a wave 2 to the downside, A, B, C in wave 3, then here the wave 4, and potentially the wave 5 still to come. If we escalate higher more directly and escalate towards 31.5K more directly without that pullback, then I would probably still prefer that it is here the third wave. Yeah. But I cannot rule out it's going to be the fifth, but for sure I would prefer it's the third. But either way, even after the fifth, we should ideally see a pullback in an ABC structure. So either that comes in the fourth wave, or it should come in the larger ABC structure, which we would call a wave 2, which I haven't labeled here, after a wave 1, okay? But I explained it in yesterday's video. That 5-wave move up, okay, and the 3-wave move down, we don't need them for the price to break out. The price can break out before getting this confirmation pattern. I mean, in the end, this confirmation pattern that I've put on the chart here, it is going to be a trade setup, a long trade setup, and it's going to confirm that on the 11th of September, a low has been made, a lasting low. Before that, I can't do that, and I also cannot get very precise on targets and wave counts until we have those 5 waves up and 3 waves down. I really hope that Bitcoin is going to do that pullback before breaking through, if it breaks through. I mean, if we don't even see that pattern, we can't even confirm it, right? But if it breaks through before giving us 5 waves up, 3 waves down, then, you know, it might just be, first of all, we're going to be a little bit in no man's land, and it could just be an extremely high B wave. Yeah, it could be a high B wave. Cryptos like to do absolute ridiculous B waves, and that is going to be the problem. It's the crypto market. It's the crazy market. You never know, you know. I just want to make sure that nobody misunderstands. I'm not telling you we need to get the 5 up and 3 down before breaking out. But I need it for Elliott Wave confirmation that a lasting low has been established. It can always break above earlier. And we have a very clearly defined breakout point. It's actually, even if I'm adding, let me increase the height of the resistance box to the peak in 2022, which was here at 32,300 roughly. So let's add that, because this is really where the breakout point likely will be. Okay, we need to get a sustained break above that round about $32,300 level. But this year we didn't even get above 31,830. But yeah, this is sort of where we need to understand that the pattern is still very fragile. It's a very, very sloppy pattern. It's not an impulse that's moving here. We cannot be very precise about the micro count because we are only dealing with a diagonal. That's my view. And if we break below 27,600, I will assume this pattern has broken, okay? Because a wave 4 below 27,600 is not reliable. and we would also break out of this trend line down there. So also what you need to understand is that it would be preferable, I think, to still see a lower low here in the yellow box. But I think it has become less likely given the latest push by the bulls. But we are still in a very, very fragile situation. So again, I can't confirm a low is in. I see on crypto Twitter, everybody's getting bullish again. That can be dangerous, okay? That can be dangerous. But you also need to understand that not much is needed to push the price above that resistance. There is a lot of liquidity up there. There are institutions who are selling into the liquidity. There is a huge sell wall up there. But if there is enough FOMO, and that can be triggered by an external event, it could be anything. If there is enough FOMO, which happens in a third wave, generated by retail, then they will sell through the order book and push the price up. And then FOMO will do its thing above the basically 32K level. Because then, let's see, then the institutions will have no choice, okay? And then they will also, maybe some of them might have to buy higher, but some will probably just wait for a pullback. But yeah, this is going to be the key level here. And this is where FOMO will do its thing. A third wave rally is going to be FOMO, the FOMO rally, and we'll see. So because we are so close below resistance, I think a direct breakout is very much justifiable. It's reasonable. And we have to be prepared for that, okay? Important to understand also that on the daily chart, and that's different to what we had up here in July. That's different, and that's why I see it also a little bit different. We had here, that was this week, we had an invalidation of a bearish divergence on the daily time frame. I don't use any RSI indications, or I don't use the RSI for anything smaller than the daily time frame. And last time, that was here in July, we had a bearish divergence, and this time the bearish divergence got invalidated here. So that's quite a bullish sign. On the other hand, we are now in the overbought range. Now overbought, first of all, only means we are in a strong uptrend, okay? So without bearish divergence and the price breaking down, this is not a bearish signal. It's actually quite bullish. And the momentum on the MACD is also still pushing higher. So, you know, it's going to be very interesting. I think the next week will be one of the most interesting ones that we've had in a while. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Today we've got our member live stream at 5 p.m. UTC. We're going to talk about Bitcoin a little bit, talk about options trading in crypto, and we talk about some member coin requests. Also, you get access to Discord and Telegram, the live chat groups. And as a gold member, you get access to short-term market updates, which can be very useful in a dynamic market environment like this one. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.